Today we're going to talk about how students should approach their SAT or ACT homework. Alexis Avila here at our office in Wellesley, Massachusetts. For questions or tutoring, either in person or online, visit preppedandpolished.com or call us 781-753-9951. And remember, if you find value watching this video, smash that like button and click the subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications for new videos. Thank you. Now we're going to talk about how students should handle their SAT and ACT homework. Now homework is an essential part of any kind of ACT or SAT test prep. Whether you're working with us at Prepped and Polished or on your own, it's important to know how to manage that homework so that as you're doing it, it's helping you better prepare for your test date. Let's go over a few tips and approaches that we like to incorporate into our sessions with students to help them best manage their homework. First recommendation is organization. Now, as many people know, when you're trying to plan out your day or your homework schedule, it's great to have a planner of some sort of plan ahead, literally, what you'll be working on for the week or in between sessions. We recommend figuring out how many days you will need to prep or work through the homework, or how many hours it could take you. Usually, if you're working with one of us here at Prepped and Polish, we'll be happy to go over the structure, and structure out a game plan between sessions to see how much time you will need to plan out the homework so that you get it done in an orderly fashion. So that you're not going to do what so many students do and work on it, like say the night before, or worst case scenario, 10 minutes before the session starts. Don't want to be that person. So that's definitely not going to help you learn the material. The whole point of doing the homework is ensuring that you're learning the material, not just trying to get it done. Now, another thing to consider in addition to organization is reviewing before going into the homework. We usually tell students to take a little bit of time to review and or study any kind of strategies or content about the homework before jumping into it. Now I find that if I do a couple practice problems beforehand or take some time to look over the study guide for formulas, it really allows me to then be prepared for what's going to show up. Also, this is a great way to practice come test day for either the SAT or the ACT, to spend 5 to 10 minutes reviewing anything and everything that you'll need to know for each section of the test before going into it, so that your brain is already running and so that you hit the ground going throughout the test. Now, another thing that I mentioned before about organization is really the allocation of time. Now, I'm a big believer of splitting it up over time. Don't go doing all your homework the night before or the morning of, and don't try to cram all the homework into an hour or two. See, the whole point of homework, at least for test prep, is allowing time for your mind and your body almost to integrate this information over the long term. Now, speaking from experience, it's never a good thing to study just the night before a big test. Same thing when dealing with your homework. If you do the homework bit by bit over the course of a week, or however much time is in between sessions for tutoring, you allow yourself to have that information become part of your daily routine. And that's ultimately going to stick with you longer than if you were to study, say, 6 hours straight the night before. If you cram your homework, the info you learn will dissipate by the time the next tutoring session or study session rolls around. Now, another thing is to not rush through your homework. And what I mean by that is it's good to take your time to work through the material. Now, unless you're dealing with a timed section, say 35 minutes here or 65 minutes there, then that's when you want to time yourself. But if it's working through the homework, usually what I find most beneficial is actually taking longer to systematically approach the problem. For example, I might list out steps to get to that problem, or write down the formula necessary needed to answer that problem. It's also a good idea to write down questions while doing your homework that you can relay to your tutor or parent and say, hey, I tried out X, Y, and Z strategies. None of them worked. And the tutor can look at it, or your parent, and hopefully together you two can figure out a better strategy or a better approach, or correct the mistake that was made. Finally, when working through your SAT and ACT homework, it's always helpful to try to think of a reason for your answer and show your work. So if we're looking at the writing, language, or English section, I'm thinking to myself, why do I need a comma here? I can give a reason why, or, I have a dependent clause here and it's connecting to an independent clause there. Or if working through the math section, you might ask, why am I using the quadratic formula here? So take the extra time on your homework to validate your answer choices as you work through each section. So by training your mind to really work through and find your reasoning, which takes time and practice, it'll enable you to validate your answers come test day, so that you're not guessing randomly and saying to yourself something like, I think this is right, but I'm not 100% sure. So each one of these ideas that we talked about, organization, reviewing beforehand, allocation of time properly, not rushing, and finding a reason for your answer, are just some ways to manage your SAT or ACT homework. And overall, I would recommend talking with your tutor, teacher, or parent, or talking to us at Prepped and Polished, so that we can help you figure out which of these ideas we can apply to your homework strategy and overall manage your homework. For example, do we need to write everything down in a planner? Do we need to do check-ins during the week, or dedicate a specific days and times to work on your test prep homework? We're always happy to help you here at Prepped and Polished. If you have any questions specifically about these strategies, tips or approach, and organization, please feel free to contact us at preppedandpolished.com. Now, good luck on your test, and I'll talk to you soon.